Hi guys, Ronnie here. My new workshop is finally ready and today I'm going to give you a small tour, so let's start. Let's start with the part that probably most of you will be most interested in, and that's the tool/workshop section. So as you can see, all of my equipment is provided by Slovenian company Junior. Many of you compared them before to the other blue colored brand, but I can assure you this is a much more of a high quality affair, and as a bonus they also provide very nice shelving and desks. So what I have here on the wall, a couple of tools that I use often, not really cycling specific, at least most of them. So I have things like files, spirit level, nice light as well, and things you need quite often, so I don't put them in the drawers. Then we also have a vise that is a must-have. Actually, have one more in store in case I get one more table. This one is a soft draw vise, as you can see, with an aluminum insert, so you can clamp delicate cycling parts. Then on this side I have again things that are all kind of in the sense of accessories, so not really cycling specific tools. Just to show you a couple of examples, cable guides, etc. Cutting, sanding, here's the power stuff, so all the chargers, cables, batteries, etc. And power tools section, a couple of things there. And then on the left, in the large drawers, we have basically this is what Junior calls the master bike build kit. So on top of that you have general wrenches, Allen keys, pliers, sockets, etc. Torque wrenches, also electronic in two sizes. Then we have my favorite and most used section, which are the Allen keys. I really like these T-handles, and I also use these most often because they don't have the ball heads, which if used incorrectly can damage aluminum bolts or alloy bolts. So I prefer to use these straight ones. And yeah, for the times where I can't reach into them, there are these short ones. As you can see, they are quite small compared to normal. These are for hard to reach spaces, and occasionally I use the ball ended ones as well, and maybe here. So a lot of Allen wrenches, also 3 more here. These are in the larger sizes. I use these for pedals and cranks, and they have this nice handle on them, so that's quite nice. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, in this kit you get this huge extension lever arm. At first I thought it's not really necessary for bike parts, but then in the end I ended up using it a lot more than I thought, because some cranks tend to get really stubborn, so nice thing to have. Then we got the drivetrain tools, all the things you would need, bottom bracket extractors, derailleur hanger, tool mallet, then cassette pliers. These are very cool actually. I have a regular chain whip as well, but it's nowhere near as neat and easy to use as this cassette plier. It has these 3 prongs that grab onto a teeth on the cassette, and then you can just loosen it much quicker and easier than Then with the chain whip, also there are different variations of it. Then we have a pedal wrench, big socket wrench for the lock ring pliers, chain tools, a professional chain wear checker. This one goes into quite a bit of detail, so you got a very accurate measurement on the reel like this one. So yeah, that's about the drivetrain tools. Then we have another very cool section. This is the bearing extraction kit, at least this part. This is a sliding hammer, so use these expanding inserts to get into the bearing, and then you pull it out or hit it out with the sliding hammer. And this comes in all sizes, so you can use it from bottom brackets through suspension pivots to wheel bearings, anything you really need. Then there's a bearing press in here, as you can see. I mainly use this only for wheel bearings because it's quite small, and for the big cups, PF30, BB386, etc., it's not that stiff, so some combinations are too tight for it. But I have one more thing in stock for that one, which is a bit of a custom issue. Then we have some wheel tools, so spoke wrenches, tire levers. I use this quite a bit. This is a brake rotor tuning tool. Then yeah, cone wrenches. I don't use these all that often because they're not so common on wheels nowadays. And then of course the professional grade nipple tools, and this one I use all the time. It's the bladed spoke holder, pretty much a must for wheels nowadays. Then we have some wheel building tools, and yeah, you basically here complemented by the touring stand, you get everything you need that I use for building wheels. One recent addition to this is the straight wool spoke holder for round spokes. I ran into this issue when building a set of mountain bike wheels, where I used straight wool spokes with no bladed edge, and Unior is pretty much the only brand that does a tool like this, so it enables you to tighten that kind of spokes. Then we have the nipple drivers, very useful. I also have nipple drivers for a power tool. This makes it a lot quicker, particularly if you have high spoke count wheels. Then of course you have the spoke tension meter, the touring stand calibration tool. This is just a ruler to measure spokes. This is a very neat tool. It's supplied by MV because I build a lot of MV wheels, so this one is done specifically so you can tighten their nipples. Then we have a unique little tool here. This is called the hub Genie. It's very similar to a bearing puller, but it's used on end caps. Sometimes they can get stuck even though they're supposed to be tool free. So with this one you can just put it in the end cap, expand this little collet here and pull it out, so you don't need to use the vise, which is handy. Then I have a couple more things that are not really tools but are very useful for building wheels. So cotton buds, these are for oiling the spoke holes, which is a must if you want to build a wheel properly. And then I have these two little spokes with the nipples glued on there. These are cut to exactly 200 millimeters, and they're used to measure the effective rim diameter. Okay, that was a lot of information about wheel building right there. And the last drawer is reserved for the kind of heavy tools section, I would say. So this is my saw with insert for cutting carbon fiber and metals. Then we have some taps, headset tools, and the headset press. Although in my case it's not just a headset press, because I have some modified drifts on there from Kogel. So as I said before, the larger types of bottom brackets I can and do fit with this huge and very sturdy press, so it's much easier in the end. Okay, so these are the tools, and then I also have the moving carriage, where I carry all kinds of spares and small parts that I often need, so I don't need to go back to the shelves with that. As for the stands, I have one free moving stand with a regular clamp on here, and then I have a more heavy duty stand with a sliding clamp. This is most used for road bikes. You clamp the front axle or the quick release, depending on which one you want to use. And I like to use this on building bikes or for bigger jobs because it's extremely stable. As you can see also, it doesn't have traditional legs, but this huge and heavy metal plate which weighs 40 kilos, so yeah, extremely stable, and I really like that. Then if we go back to the storage area, here's where I store the bikes that I work on at the moment, including our bikes. Then on these shelves you can see some of the products that we keep in stock. Then of course there's the office part right over here, and very importantly the indoor training section, fully outfitted with Wahoo products. This is my first time on a kick climb. My TT bike is up there at the moment, together with the new version 5 of the Wahoo kicker, and at the desk headwind, so everything you need for a proper immersive indoor training session. Okay, so that's all you need to know about the functional stuff, but I wanted to have a workshop that also looks very nice, and this is where these gifts graphics from Switchback Collective come in, and they really do increase the appeal of the whole place, in my opinion. Really nice cycling themed graphics in different designs, ranging from the classics to the Grand Tours. So I'm really proud about these. I'm really thankful for Switchback Collective for supplying them. Now that sums up the tour of my workshop, the new one. We'll build a lot of bikes here hopefully, and I'll be able to show you all of that in this nice environment. So I hope that you'll be interested in that, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.